All right, everyone. I wanted to come on and give my post-fight thoughts and comments as well on the Fox card, where Andre Berto won a decision over Devon Alexander, and Peter Quillin won a decision over Quillin-Love. I was 0 for 2 on my predictions in this fight, even though I do feel like Alexander won the fight. I'll start with the main event first. This fight went as I thought early, with Alexander being able to easily pick off Berto as he was coming in, but again, Alexander tired badly down the stretch and let Berto get back into it. And I'm still not sure how Berto won the decision, especially 115, 112. I mean, on my own personal card, I thought Devon won the first 6 rounds with the knockdown. And, there was maybe a couple of them rounds later on you could have gave to Alexander. But even if you would have gave the last 6 rounds to Berto, I'm still not sure how you could have had him winning. But this is just this is a tale as old as time in boxing, where you can't take your foot off the pedal late in a fight no matter what. For whatever reason, judges they just give a round to another fighter, for no reason at all. They just give rounds away. A guy can be controlling a fight. You look at this card in the end, and somehow it's boxing. The judging in boxing is crazy. And Alexander's not the type of guy that can win rounds so dominantly that he leaves absolutely no doubt in the judges' minds. I mean, in my mind, yeah, he won the first 6 rounds clearly, but I mean, and even the knockdown, I will say that yeah, he stunned Berto with that left hand, but then the punches behind the head, those were illegal. So whether I could see that even not being ruled a knockdown, but since it was, you have to score it that way. But yeah, with Alexander getting off to the start that he did, I'm not sure how Berto was able to get that decision. But props to Berto because I said he was done. I said he was washed up. I said both of these guys were pretty much, washed up, but I thought Alexander had a little bit more left. And since I had him winning, I guess I still feel like he had a little bit more left overall. But Berto showed a lot of heart like he always does. After getting, beat up early, picked off, knocked down, and essentially losing the first 6 rounds of the fight, for him to climb out of that hole and make it close, much less, actually get a decision, it just goes to show he does. He has a lot of heart, and I still feel like he's washed up, and I feel like any one of the elite guys at 147, whether it be Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, if Terrence Crawford, any of these guys, would come up and just absolutely slaughter Berto. Porter, Garcia, you can pretty much any of those guys would beat Berto easily. But I'll give Berto credit tonight for him fighting back and making it a tough fight. And he actually stopped complaining to the referee. And, his pressure got to Alexander a little bit. Alexander, like I said, I've never been a fan. Obviously, he had the great performance versus Maidana, but I feel like every other one of his fights, I felt like the Matisse fight was a bad decision. He got lucky there. I mean, he didn't show up versus Tim Bradley. The Khan fight, he just didn't show up and got shut out. And, in my mind, Alexander's won his last 2 fights versus Ortiz and Alberto, but he leaves it, his fights are so close, he's just not able to separate from these guys. And for whatever reason, the judges just don't like his style. I mean, they don't give him rounds that I think he's winning. The commentators think he's winning, but it is what it is, man. It's boxing. It's a rough game. Like I said, for Berto, he'll probably get a big fight versus one of these champions soon, and he'll get his last big payday, and that'll give him a nice payday to leave the sport with. As for Alexander, it's hard to say where his career will go from here. He's only 31, even though it seems like he's been in the game forever. I don't know where I could see him really going from here. I mean, he's coming to the point where, even though, like I said, I thought he won these last 2 fights, he's pretty much just becoming this journeyman former champion, a name on somebody's resume. I mean, maybe if Errol Spence after the Garcia fight, or Keith Thurman, or somebody just needs a quick defense just to shake some rust off. I mean, Devon has pretty much became that guy at this point in his career. He doesn't punch hard enough. He's not really a threat to knock anybody out. And he's just, now he has these stamina issues where he just fades down the stretch. So I don't know. I definitely think Devon Alexander's time as even an elite contender is done, certainly as a champion. And, I wish him well, but, he could even think about possibly retiring. Because even though he's only 31, I just don't see what else he can really accomplish in the sport right now. Especially not with all these young, hungry lions out there right now in the welterweight division. And then moving on to the other fight, I picked Quillin-Love to win a decision over Quillin. And I will say I was just completely wrong on this one. Quillin, never really been a fan, but tonight he really didn't do anything special to me tonight. He pretty much just has one punch, a right hand, just the simple 1-2. But Love, just how disappointing. I've never been a fan of Love. I mean, like I said, he's as average as it gets. But wow, he just had no desire, no hunger. I mean, he didn't. It was like he didn't even try. I mean, I had the fight 8-2 for Quillin, and I could have easily seen 10-0. I mean, I know. Well, Love won the second round, but I mean, wow, just even later in the fight where it seemed like in the middle rounds, Quillin started to tire just a little bit. There was a window there, and Love just never pushed him. Even in the 10th round, Love was just running away. And then when the decision was announced, for some reason, Love acted like he was surprised. He was like, are you serious? Like that? He didn't, wow, disappointing performance from Love. Not really a good fight, a pretty boring fight. And for Quillin, his career, where will it go from here? At 168, he's a viable contender. I still don't see him doing anything. He still has stamina issues. He's a good puncher, but he's not a great puncher. And I don't know. I really can't see him beating any of these champions at that weight. UKZ especially would destroy him. I don't know. Maybe he can land a fight with like one of the Durrell brothers or something. That would be maybe a good little Fox main event. But I don't know. But for Quillin, though, he did resurrect his career a little bit. He should get a couple more big fights. And as for Love, like, man, he should not be on the stage anymore. This was his chance. He's 30. He should be in his physical prime. He didn't look, to me, it wasn't just that he lost. He just didn't look hungry. The way he fought was so complacent, so nonchalant the whole time, just running. He never really sat down on any hard punches. He never explored the vulnerability of Quillin, especially after the Jacobs first round knockout. You think he would have at least tried to test Quillin's chin a couple times early. He just didn't look like he really even wanted to be in there for most of the night. And then, like I said, afterwards, with the show he put on, acting like he got a questionable decision or that he was actually even close on a scorecard was ridiculous. But a good Fox card. The main event was a good fight. Even though I do think Alexander won, I do give credit to Berto. And, for a Fox card on a Saturday before the HBO card started early, I was able to catch both of them with only a short delay. So good card. And then, the other prelims really, Lipinets, I thought he won the fight, but that was boring. But I didn't make a prediction on that one. So I'll go ahead and end it here. But overall, good night of boxing. And so those are my comments on the Alexander Berto Quillin-Love fights for tonight. Thanks for watching.